Hi, friends. So, if you hear a click clack throughout this entire freaking episode, that's the dryer uh, doing laundry. And we didn't realize it while recording because it's real life, it's happening, it's dryers running all the time. But upon listening back and editing, it can grate on your nerves. So, sorry about that. And please don't unsubscribe. Please don't unfollow. Please don't cancel your Patreon. So if it's annoying, just skip to the next episode or whatever. And if it isn't, well then we never had this conversation. This conversation never happened. Okay, bye.
And oop.
No. Close that window. It's cold.
Pivot tits.
Freezing. Oh, we're doing this? Yeah. You're not communicating with... Oh, you're so warm.
Yeah. Real man.
And oop.
Hi, darling.
Hi, honey.
So we put up our tree. It's November 12th. We put it up November 9th. I felt it was too early, but you were an eager beaver.
I was.
I wanted to wait till November 16th.
That's so late in the month.
Yeah. Well, we've done the day after Halloween. Too much. Too much.
You're always playing Christmas music.
Yeah.
Sometimes
that's
late
true.
October you start.
That's true. Yeah. I have been listening to Wham! Christmas on repeat. But I felt like November 9th was too early and I wanted to do it. I actually wanted to do it November 19th when we get back from visiting my mom in San Diego. But it's a Sunday and I want to do it at nighttime, and Sunday nights are for Sunday scaries. Think about the pointlessness of all this mundanity that is life. But I'm glad it's up.
I'm so glad. It's beautiful.
It's a good time. Luna suggested / insisted that we go with white lights and then blue ball ornaments. I think it was a right move. It looks cool, clean, crisp. I used to be a rainbow color guy because I was 8 years old. I was a child.
No, I still love the color lights.
Yeah, they're a good time, but now that I'm old, I like the low key simplicity. It's not so busy. It's not chaos.
Yeah.
Of just the white lights. It's understated. It's chill. I like it. I see here in my notes, honey, that you defaced public property. Can you tell the story? And if you're gonna cry, please talk into the microphone.
I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna laugh. We got a library book, Britney Spears' new memoir.
Yes.
Which is fantastic.
Excellent book.
And I think we're the first people to ever read this book. It's brand new. Yeah. I was like first person on the waiting list to get this highly anticipated memoir.
We've been on the waiting list for 7 months or something.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. And there were 200 people after us. Okay. We all like trash.
So as I was reading the book, we debated or talked about maybe reviewing it or potting about it. So I was putting Post-it notes in the pages as I read.
Right.
And I had so many Post-it notes.
Yeah.
But then for whatever reason, I decided to take them out. Yeah. So I was removing the Post-it notes, and I hastily ripped one out and ripped a page of the brand new book as I was taking that out. Yeah. And I gasped. What I ended up doing is I taped it. It looks really nice. My fix. Yeah. I taped it with that nice clear tape.
Your
that's for gift. It's
like gift wrap. Surgery.
And I did a good job, but it's noticeable, of course.
Yeah.
And my debate is: do I report what I did to the library? Or do I just return it and hope nobody says anything?
The latter. Well, we get library books all the time, and there are weird stains,
Oh.
and there's writing in the margins on the pages. There's ripped pages. There's
It can be scary what you come across.
yeah. Like is this wine or blood or what is this?
Sometimes there's a like squished dead bug in between some pages.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Yikes. I would say no, since it's a minor cosmetic surgery you performed. It's perfectly fine, ladies and gentlemen. But so the Britney book, we loved it.
Oh yeah. It was great. It's you can very much hear it. It's Britney's voice.
It's so yeah.
It hasn't been like polished and super over edited and refined.
It could have been polished and a little refined here and there. She goes on some odd tangents, but it's never too long. And first of all, 1-page prologue. Okay, get out of here with your 10-page prologues. Quick, easy, breezy read.
Oh yeah,
right. You read it in her voice, and it just goes by. It's the summer beach read of the season. But I've loved it. I haven't loved a celebrity memoir since the Jessica Simpson tell-all.
Oh, another fantastic.
Yeah, we love celebrity gossip.
Yes.
We talk about it. We laugh at it. We don't take any of it seriously. It's all stupid, but it's a good time. And for the NFL fans who, there's too much Taylor. You're talking about Taylor. You're showing Taylor. Give me more Taylor.
Give me more. Give me more.
Britney claimed to like that song. She claimed to like the song with Madonna. She said Blackout is her best album. Okay.
Oh, I have what might be a controversial take.
Yes.
I think people are being too hard on Justin Timberlake.
Yeah. What? Yeah?
Okay,
Carrie Lewis.
He was a douchey 20-year-old boyfriend.
Yeah.
But he was pretty typical. There was nothing standout about his behavior, and we all know he's kind of a crappy guy in general.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he had the world at his feet, and he was rich and famous at a super young age, and he acted like a prick.
I think the outrage of Justin Timberlake is overshadowing where the outrage should be directed, which is at Britney's dad and Kevin Federline. Those are the two big douchebag villains of the book and of her life.
Yes.
And I think people are focusing too much on Justin. He was just a typical young guy.
Right.
There's nothing surprising or
under the microscope of the world.
Yeah.
K-Fed, he was terrible. Well, he had 2 kids, or he had a baby and a baby on the way when he met Britney. Britney didn't find out about it till a few months later.
Yeah. And
he never saw those kids. When K-Fed started rapping, Popo Zao, hit of the century, suddenly K-Fed's manager used to be on Britney's team. K-Fed's security used to be Britney's security. Like, the people, the men, the bodyguards who were at her house were now K-Fed security. And she talks about she's lugging these kids around. K-Fed is in studios and smoking pot and getting drunk and probably having sex with the rando women, and they're married, and she's carrying around these babies trying to see him, trying to spend time with him. And on numerous occasions, she goes to a studio or a music video shoot or her house because she had to move out. And the security who formerly protected her was like, you can't come in. That was huge head turner. Wow.
Yeah, Kevin Federline abandoned her shortly after they got married, practically.
Very quickly.
Was MIA a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And then after a while, decided he wants full custody of the kids.
Yeah.
So starts keeping the kids more and more.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know, sad. He was terrible.
Yeah.
Bad husband, and then I think he played a role in her not being able to see her kids as much as she should have as time went on.
Yeah, and she goes through the book and her life. She's like, I'm a good person. I tried my best. I treated people well. But you really she really tears the lid off of like you need to have some savvy, some media savvy. You need to have a team. You need to have publicists and PR and agents who are really working the story. Because like with the Justin Timberlake thing, Crimea River video came out, and she was seen as the gal who cheated on him. He really won that battle. The message, the sort of agenda. He won the side of the people and the media. Um, and she went to on tour shortly after, and her tour was sexual and dirty and sweaty and raw. That was her way of putting herself out there and getting about that back out there. But there's nothing like a hit song that will alleviate the masses or get the people on your side. Crimea River was a massive hit. Even K-Fed didn't want to break up, or the people between them were like, Kevin wants to get a divorce, so you should do it first. And so she did, and then there was just a wave of publicity and just idiot media coverage saying, "Oh, she's breaking up the family, and look, she's not. She's losing her mind." But we really need to have like,
And she also had to pay his court fees or something
yeah,
because of the way that she filed first for
right,
divorce. Anyway, it
right,
just was totally not in her best interest to do
yeah.
that.
You really need to have like a coherent strategy and a plan to navigate the messy waters of being a big time
Yeah.
celebrity. Another thing is that the Baby One More Time video, which she's a schoolgirl and it's part of pop culture history. Uh, the original pitch was it was going to be like she was going to be an astronaut. It was going to be space themed on a planet, astronauts, NASA, space shuttle, all this stuff. And I, I I like that concept. I mean, I could dig that concept, but really, I mean, the schoolgirl, the outfit, dancing in the hallway, the lockers, the basketball. That was all her. That was all her idea.
Yeah, her vision.
Yeah, from top to bottom, start to finish. It just shows you that she's really good at aesthetics. She's not a great singer, to be honest.
She's great at like when it comes to choreography and like having a vision for a video or a tour and putting
Yeah,
it together.
yeah,
She knows what people are going to like. But yeah, main thing she reflected on now looking back over her career is she's always saying in the book she didn't know how to play the game.
right,
She didn't know how to play the celebrity game, and
right,
she never had people working for her who
right.
were good and keeping
Yeah,
her best interests
yeah,
forward.
yeah. She just thought I'm a nice person. I treat people well, so I'll go along and I'll get along and I'll be fine. But there was so much more swirling around her. Um, and one thing that is that her two kids, her and K-Fed, they were still together. One thing that they talked about was the paparazzi are just nuts. They're so freaking bloodthirsty. They'll stop at nothing. And so just swarms and masses, confrontations. And so at one point, they were covering their sons' heads, babies, when they were babies. And they really had to figure out, okay, you want to cover the face so the paparazzis don't get pictures. But, you want the kid to breathe. Obviously, the baby's just sitting there. The baby doesn't know what's going on. So you have to like position the blanket properly, perfectly to cover their face, but so they could breathe in oxygen. I just thought that was mind blowing. I couldn't imagine going through that. But yeah, the the overarching message, and I read up to the conservatorship. So how I read celebrity memoirs is I skip the childhood part because I don't care. Wah, I was unpopular. No one liked me. I skip straight to, in this case, Max Martin. And then I stopped at the conservatorship because I feel bad, Brittany, but I don't care.
It's such a short book. I think it's
Yeah.
200 pages. So
Yeah, I got about 50 pages left.
I read it beginning to end, and I thought the
Yeah.
whole thing was entertaining
Yeah.
and riveting, and nothing very surprising in the conservatorship.
Yeah.
Because we've already learned a lot of those details. But it was still good to hear her talk about it in her own words and from her own perspective.
Yeah.
And you really did get more of a sense of what a essentially a prisoner she was for 13 years.
Yeah.
And how she had zero control. Down to what she ate and drank and when she slept and where she went.
Yeah. Like you said, Justin gets the majority of the headlines because he's a huge pop star.
Yeah.
But K-Fed is terrible. And her dad, Jamie.
Her dad is a monster.
It's terrible. When they go to rehab, she goes to rehab for the betterment of her kids and to look good in front of the court and all that stuff. And she goes to rehab. Her dad's sitting there waiting when she arrives. And they sit 3 picnic tables apart. I'm not sure. She didn't explain what was going on, but that's how that's what happened. So she's sitting, 15 feet away from her dad, and her dad says, "You're a disgrace." And I thought, oh, that's messed up, dude. That's like the dad is an idiot. The mom, Lynn, complicit.
Yeah.
Maybe not as evil, but
complicit for sure and benefiting from it.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the dad's team, lawyers, Hollywood power players. Yeah, they used her for money and fame, and it's sad.
A quote from her dad when they were in a room and when the conservatorship was first being implemented.
Yeah.
He was telling Brittany, and he said, "I'm Britney Spears now." Chilling. She just lost all her free agency, and her kids were constantly dangled in front of her.
Yeah.
Throughout the entire conservatorship, if you want to see your kids, you have to do this. And if she didn't comply, her kids were kept from her, or she was sent against her will to a rehab facility. It's just really bad. I'm glad she's out of that.
And when she flipped out, she shaved her head to be like, F you. She goes into like how women are sexualized and all men love long hair, which, okay, I get it. But her shaving her head was just a big like, dude, I've been playing the pretty over-sexualized young lady for a decade, and I'm over it. And then when she flips out with the umbrella, she took an umbrella and hit a paparazzi's car with it. When she writes about it, you really get the sense of she was at her wit's end, and the paparazzi just would not let up.
I think that was outside Kevin's house.
Yeah.
And she hadn't seen her babies in 2 months.
Yeah, she went over there numerous times, and Kevin's security, formerly her security, was like, "No, you can't go in. We're not going to let you in." And she just flipped the heck out.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah. Yeah. So we got Len a new phone today. He broke his first phone. Now, his first phone was hecka cracked, but it still worked for several months. It's a testament to like the Gorilla Glass or whatever that, because have had cracked screens before, and they're perfectly fine. You don't get shards of glass.
Yeah, how do they not cut your finger?
I don't know.
Is the crack like on the inside of the lens?
I have no idea. It's mind blowing. It's science, man, technology. But to the point where so he had hecka cracks in the screen, but then the other day, like the screen literally had holes in it, unusable. So I gave him one of my old phones. He proceeded to drop that, and it became unusable like the day after. And then so I gave him another old phone, and I was like, "Okay, you're only on Wi-Fi now. We're going to work on getting you another phone." So we went to Metro PCS today in West Sac, and like we got there like 11:07. They opened at 11, so it was just right after they opened. And 2 employees, one gal was dealing with another couple, doing whatever, helping them with whatever, and then our gal, she was having login problems. Like
we've all been there
with the point of sale computer or whatever.
Yes.
To where she was on the phone with tech support for 20, 25 minutes. I can't log in. Oh, you want me to use my phone? Oh, are you texting me a code? And it was just like, and the couple in front of us, who the other girl was dealing with, they were having their own issues. They were there for a half hour or so. It was just like us waiting for this girl to like get her login credentials. That like she should have taken care of that either before work or off the sales floor. because when you're on the sales floor, you got to be ready to go, or else we're all just standing around. Um, yeah, she was a weirdo. Music was really loud, and she was hard to hear. She was like chatting softly.
And oop.
She was like suspicious of you.
Yeah, because I had knowledge. I come armed with knowledge. I listen to Leo Laporte. Okay, I know what's crack-a-lack, and I know about all the eSIMs and all that crap. I pay attention, and I knew what we were getting into. Um, Len wanted an iPhone. The cheapest iPhone was $400+. And so, like, we went in with the intention of getting an iPhone SE, which is their starter model. It's small. It's $100 if you start a new line or transfer from Verizon or whatever. But with what we were doing, adding them to your plan, $400+, an iPhone SE, and then the next one was an iPhone 11. So 4 models ago, the current one is iPhone 15, also $400+. So we were like, I mean, I want to get you an iPhone, Brew, but
Show me a phone for free.
right,
What you got?
right. So we ended up getting him a Samsung Galaxy S23 FE for about $100, and it seems fine. One thing was that it was $100, but the tax was $50, and so I was pestering this young gal. And she was fine. She was odd. She was weird. But I said, "What's up with the $50 tax?" Well, the $50 tax is for the MSRP of the phone, which is $500 or $600. So they charge you the regular tax, even though they heavily subsidize the cost of the phone. Um, I think it's a fine phone. Lennox was disappointed he didn't get an iPhone, but we don't have an iPhone. Me and you, we go Motorola. I go Moto G.
I'm anti-iPhone.
I've been doing
Okay.
I just swap out SIM cards. I've been doing it for a decade or so, and I just get a Motorola. You get a fine phone for 150, $200. Throw in your SIM card. You might need to call your customer service to give them the IMEI number. But other than that, it's a grand old time. Um, so you ended up spending $270. Oh, and we got him a Mac Daddy OtterBox case, which cost $60. Because like you can get a case for any phone for $10-ish on Amazon, but Len needs something rugged, something something durable. So we got him like the Mac Daddy OtterBox case, $65. It'll be here Tuesday. You're not letting him leave the house with the phone
Right.
until Tuesday. Yeah, so sorry, Len, but I don't understand how people buy their kids iPhones. I mean, they start at 400, they go up to 800 plus, close to 1,000, and like Len wants an iPhone because the majority of his friends have iPhones. Are all these parents spending $800 on a phone every year, every 2 years? That's a grip, dude.
Well, we're poor,
Yeah,
so
we're poor, we're off-brand. Um, but
no. The phone we got him is good. It
yeah,
has a lot of features that he likes, so he's fine with it.
it's perfectly fine. So we should be heading down to San Diego in a couple days, honey, to see my mom. Although I'm not feeling great right now. I don't. I don't. If I'm the least bit sick, I'm not gonna. We're not gonna go. I'm not gonna go. Because my mom is old. I don't want her to get sick too. Plus, we are supposed to see Jen Kwok's baby. And she said, "Could you wear a mask?" Fine. But even with the mask, and if I don't feel good, it's too much.
Yeah.
Too much. It's
Yeah.
going to be 32 degrees in Julian. We're flying down there, partly for my mom's birthday, partly to spread more of my dad's ashes in Julian. It's about an hour east of San Diego. But I'm not feeling great right now. And yeah, I just don't want to risk it around a new baby, an old mom, and Julian, which will be freaking freezing. So we're working that. We have been drinking our beer because the original plan was for your parents to come stay here for a few days while we're down in San Diego. but we didn't want, our fridge was like not 100% percolating with beer, but there was a lot of beer in there.
And oop.
So, yeah, we don't want Liz and Alan to know the truth that we're alcoholics. Just kidding. But we drank 2 days, 2 nights in a row.
Yes.
That's a lot for us.
We still have a lot.
I know. We do.
But, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
They're going to see our beer collection.
Yeah. Our beer collection. Yeah. So don't be nipping at my hooch, Alan Fisher.
And oop.
Don't record this. Mm.
And oop.
My mom wants us to take COVID tests.
I want us to take COVID tests too.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's another factor. Might cancel. We definitely can get not a refund through Southwest, but we can get credit. Julian Hotel, not so sure. I think it just depends on contact them. But right now, I don't know. It's not looking great. We'll see how I feel.
Yeah, we might have to put this off.
See how I feel.
For a month or two.
Yeah, tomorrow. Okay, well, are we done, honey?
Yes, honey.
Okay, we're done. Thank you for listening. That's the end of the program. It's been fun, but not really. So I'll try a little harder next time. Like, comment, subscribe, follow, review, and rate. Or don't. Do whatever you want. You're a grown-up. Make your own decisions. Do what's best for your family. Please be sure to use our promo code for Brittany's book. We don't have a promo code for Brittany's book. Goodbye, my parasocial podcast friends. I love you. My wife and I love you. We hope you have a good day today and tomorrow. And sure,
I may have ripped a page in a brand new library book
yeah.
and then shoddily taped it back together.
Yeah, the next person's going to be like, the person who had this, check this out. They don't respect the literary word.
But I'm still a good person.
Yeah, you are. When I was in 7th grade, I returned library books to our school library. They had the little slot. Just slide it in there. Some jerk off kid put ketchup and mustard in the slot.
Ew.
And I didn't notice that until I put the book in.
Oh.
And I was like, oh no. And then they sent me a bill for $16 a few months later. I never paid it. It's probably still an outstanding debt. It's like how I owe $100 to Columbia House and BMG Music. But I think it'll be fine. But you're not going to tell them, honey?
No, I'm not going to tell them.
Okay.
But if they catch me, I'll pay the bill.
Your secret's safe with me. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your time. Thank you for caring. I hope you have a wonderful day /night. Bye.